Amun. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum. This is the morning message. And the ancestors woke me up this morning. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm always honest with y'all anyways, but you know when you got something you know you got to say, so you say, I'm going to be honest with you. So it's just basically a figure of speech. The ancestors woke me up this morning, and they said, stop pointing the finger. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they said, stop pointing your finger. Let's take responsibility for what you done. You only point the finger because in the last 100 to 200 years, the scale been unbalanced. But whose fault is that? Today's message is stop pointing the finger. I'm Chocolate Amun Ra, and I'm the messenger. If it's your first time watching my video, I'm no pastor, no preacher, no deacon. I don't believe in religion. I believe in spirituality and discipline, the enlightenment system of dealing with African deities. Now, don't get me wrong, I use the Bible. I got several different Bibles. I use the Bible because I know who the Bible's written about. And I always believe when you throw a book away and don't use a certain book, you are losing some type of information or quality, especially when you're dealing with our culture. If you choose to follow me, that's on you. I don't care for people to follow me, but if you do, that's on you. If you're going to follow me, subscribe. You can follow me on YouTube if you choose to. Let's get into it. When I say stop pointing the finger, I mean we point the finger about white people and every other culture, what they do, what they don't do. But when we're going to start looking at ourselves, when you're going to start looking at your own mistakes, this is one of the biggest problems that melanated people, when we use the word black. I hate to use it, but that's the only way people are really going to identify. And that's a shame. Black people point the fingers, and they know when to use it. They know when to use to point the fingers at a white man or the white woman. But when you're going to point the finger at yourself? Because if you're in a situation, it's because you put yourself there. You put yourself there. All the blame of talking about white people, this, white people. Listen, don't get me wrong. Oh, you talking that white talk? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. See, when you do your research, when you really do your research, and you thirsty, and you want to know, you got to know. All you got to do is to go backwards. Go back in ancient times. Find out why the black people started slavery. Find out why black people or Africans helped their counterpart. Why did you help them teach them to read and write? Why did you do that? And then they turned around after a couple of 100 years. Military-wise, let's get them out of here. We don't need them anymore. So you help people, and they turn around and stab you in the back. Whose fault is that? When the Hebrews, which they're really not Hebrews, they Israelites. When the Israelites became slaves, of Kemet. But I keep forgetting, most of y'all know Egypt. When they became slaves, they wasn't slaves at first. They had to work for free because so many of them couldn't pay whatever they owed to the Egyptians who they was working for. So a lot of them wind up working for free. And in those days, there wasn't like you borrow money from the bank or, you know, you had a job, you can just give that person money. No. If you owed, you had to work for them for free. And if it took 5 to 7 years to repay them, that's how it was done. What a lot of people don't realize, the Pharaoh at that time was a kind-hearted Pharaoh. He wasn't really too much of a military strategy Pharaoh. This Pharaoh was kind-hearted. Don't get me wrong. You try to mess with his dynasty, you get it. But he brought in foreign people into his land. Joseph happened to be one of them. Joseph was an Israelite, Hebrew Israelite, if you will. Make a long story short, when the Egyptians decided, let's make the Israelites slaves, because they outnumbered them, according to the story. This is a military strategy. So, according to your color codex, black on black slavery. Now with free labor, you don't have to pay anybody. You don't have to worry about using your resources with free labor. Now, this was going on for thousands of years. Then, when the Caucasian man rose in power, after they were taught different things about the world, they did not know the things that they knew until the Moors came in there up in Europe and started teaching those people who came out the caves. There's many stories how the white man was developed, but the white man is here. So what? What if the white man is our true brother and you just don't want to accept that? We already know that nobody on this planet is pure. I mean, do you know that? No one on this planet is pure. Everyone is mixed. Okay. And since we're going with color codex, now we stay there. When the Arabs came in and conquered, there was wars. The Arabs came in and snatched Africans up, used them as slaves. Don't you know there was Africans who helped out? Helped navigate ships? Helped the enemy? Okay. Granted, we can sit there and state that they captured some Africans who knew how to navigate the waters and helped them. But listen, so you help your enemy to kill your enemy or help capture your people because you didn't want to die? And eventually, they probably killed you. Or you got killed in some kind of war. Then the Dutchess came, which these were the Caucasian people. How did they get so many slaves? Their skin color was not the same as ours, so they could be easily recognized. But they had help. Now, according to the records, some of them were captured, and some of them helped the Dutch because it was forced. Now let's don't fool ourselves. 13 nations in Africa helped without nobody being forced. Remember the trade. I got this, I give you this. You got that, let me have that. Trade for power and resources. Oh, there were tribes that fought off, because every tribe in Africa didn't get captured. But imagine those 13 nations who betrayed their own people and betrayed other tribes. Let's don't make this mistake. Africa, the continent, even though that's not its true name, they wasn't peaceful the way you think they were. When you look at the heritage, they fought for resources and power. Human cargo was number one. Human cargo was number one. When you can get people to work for you for free. A lot of kings and queens that was in Africa didn't have many people, so they trade either gold, silver, whatever precious metals or precious resources they had. They trade that in for human cargo. Because this tribe might have to go to war with another tribe. Was we thinking about that? Was we thinking about that? Or if you know that, but you don't want to talk about that. And because we don't talk about that, and because we keep throwing it away, in the last 200 years, y'all say 4, but I say 2 because slavery is over to a certain point. Because you're still in slavery. The only difference now is they pay you. But they don't pay black people their worth. They do not. And they're not going to. Don't you know in the Constitution there is a law that's saying that black people, you ain't worth nothing. That it's been told. The question is, are you listening? Why do you think they treat black people different? Because if they watch you treat each other different, why I gotta sit there and treat you with kindness and loving when you ain't doing it for yourself? You're not doing it for yourself. You ain't loving yourself. You're not loving your peoples. Your own mother and brothers will turn against you. Will sell your ass out. All white folks did was really sat down and realized, damn, we could have wrote them a check long time ago. Write them a check. We write them a check and now watch how they act. This is Chocolate Amun Ra. We're going to get back to this. This is part 1. You're pointing the finger. But are you pointing the finger at yourself? Peace.